afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express, and we're back, baby. We're back with my favorite chef in South Africa, with Chef Tumi. How are you doing, girl?
I'm doing great, Balisa. I'm just happy that we're almost 5 to the weekend now.
Yes, tell me about it. Got it to the weekend, Chef Tjaart. Welcome back.
Thank you. Lovely to be back in the loft.
Absolutely. Now it is round 2 of our appreciation of chicken on today's Afternoon Express Masterclass with me, Balisa Dembe. The energetic Chef Tjaart is on standby in our kitchen to prepare a paprika spatchcock chicken served with butternut, make my very own sticky orange barbecue chicken recipe, citrus glazed fried chicken wings, and a sweet and sour mayo chicken. Tumi, highlights, what are you most looking forward to?
Balisa, I'm looking forward to sharing with you my citrus fried chicken wings.
Now, Chef, I'm looking forward to debunking what spatchcock is.
Well, it's just a flat chicken at the end of the day. You know, it's as simple as that. Making a flatty.
Well, it is all about chicken and meat, but today we're going to focus in this recipe on paprika. Now, paprika is one of those spices that instantly brings out the flavor of any meat, especially when it comes to chicken. Now, combine this with Clover Classic Dairy Snack and garlic, and you've got yourself a winning recipe every time. To complete this recipe, we're also serving up a side of butternut. Sounds delicious, Tumi. Let's get stuck in.
Let me get stuck in, Balisa. I'm going to be halving our butternut. I know most people, when they have butternut, tend to remove the skin and want to eat only the flesh. But what we're doing here is we're keeping the skin, because if you don't know, when you cook down butternut, you actually are able to eat the skin as well. If you let it cook down, it's so edible, it's so beautiful.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. Keep that skin on. Just give it a thorough wash, but keep that skin on, because it really almost sort of brings another whole texture to it and really cooks down. And it, like most things, you know, not just the flavour, but all the nutrients is lying in the skin.
It is all in that barrier.
Yes, Bale. So to start it off, I'm just going to cut up my butternut in half, chop up some garlic and rosemary, that all go on top, and that then gets served along this beautiful spatchcock chicken that Chef's going to show us.
What we need to do with this here is breasts go down, all right? So face the breasts down there, and that's basically how your chicken actually...
That waddles.
Goes. Waddles about, eh? Well, not quite waddles, not a duck. Remember, this one runs. Anyway, okay, so that's going to be going down. So make sure breasts are down. You got your legs and thighs across there, and then we all know the parson's nose. Now, what we've got coming in here is a thigh leg coming into here, and there's a ball and socket joint. So actually, if you actually get in there and you actually feel, or you give it a bit of a wiggle waggle, you'll actually find where that joint is. So it's actually right there. So really important, we need to actually cut through that joint on either side. So running down the middle here is obviously the spine of the chicken with the carcass coming across there, you know, sort of protecting the bird. So what you do is get a pair of scissors and just snip in there to start with.
That makes so much sense, Chef Tjaart, because essentially I've always thought it's almost impossible to be able to cut open through the spine of that chicken. I'm always wondered how you're able to like spread it apart for it to be that flatty, that spatchcock.
That's what you want. And you want to just break that little knuckle on the side there, which goes through the thigh bone there, and then cut it all the way through. And again, remember that wing, it's also got a bit of a joint as well. So going through, and you've got it that side. So what you've done is you've opened and removing that spine section. Now what you're going to do then, flip it around, so do like 180 degrees.
Boom.
And then you go the other side of the chicken, and you're cutting through there. You're going to find that little joint again, so give it a bit of a wiggle so you know where you've got to cut through, so you're not going to be cutting through the flesh of the chicken and losing any of that thigh meat there. So just keep working that there. You need a really good strong pair of scissors. The alternative to this, do you know there's an alternative?
Talk to me.
Put this in a bag, get in your car, forward, reverse,
Oh my
start,
goodness.
You know?
I should know better when it comes to Chef Tjaart. You're always pulling my leg in the kitchen, but it's not about pulling my leg, it's about pulling apart this chicken. So as you are just showing us the perfect way to add that, make that flatty, make that spatchcock spread out quite well, let me get started on that delicious sauce that we're going to be adding as the base of it. So going to help me is my helper in the kitchen, which is this delicious Clover Classic Dairy Snack. Now I'm going to take maybe 2 spoons, Tumi?
Yeah, let's say 2.5 tablespoons of that.
2.5 tablespoons.
It's very specific to me. Yeah. It's like, no,
that.
2's not good enough that you've indicated, but 2.5 would be good.
Because that extra half makes all the difference. Because let me break it down for you, South Africa. It's just all about this Clover Classic Dairy Snack. It's deliciously smooth every single time. It's a creamy dairy snack. And also, it is made with Clover's unique recipe. So it essentially, you can't get this anywhere else, baby. This is nothing but the best. But also, I'm going to elevate it by adding the other different flavors in front of me. And this is essentially what's going to put together that.
That's all the wonderful flavors flavors that you've got, you know, going in there. And some of the yogurt, it just really breaks down, it tenderizes things. So sugar. Now, people go, oh, my goodness, what are we putting sugar in there? But again, remember, sugar's going to bring that wonderful caramelization that you're going to get from when you're actually roasting this there. The zest bringing a wonderful little freshness. Bit of garlic. I mean, who doesn't have a bit of garlic, eh?
Love it.
Absolutely. And a little bit of thyme. Thyme and chicken go so well. If you haven't got thyme, rosemary works just as well. Marjoram, oregano. So think of your medium to hard herbs for this instance really work well. And then paprika.
We did speak about paprika.
All you do is just mix all that together. And then I'm going to take our flatty and I'm going to do again another 180. And this time put it down so its breasts are up, legs are slightly apart. And we just need to sort of just smash it down. Get in there. Yeah. Squish the chicken, yeah? Any bit of frustration, you're not happy with anything, you know, this is the moment you can get in there. And there we go with our flatty. Then, taking your knife, and we just want to score through the actual skin very slightly and a little bit of the flesh. Again, think of where your thick parts are. So this is a nice thick part, so we can just make an incision in there, an incision in there. Right, here again, we've got a nice sort of meaty part. There, again an incision, there an incision, and then through the breast as well. Okay, you might have to sort of really sort of turn on its side, plump it up a little bit, and then make an incision on that side.
Chef, as you are making these incisions, what I've noticed about a spatchcock chicken, a flatty as other people might call it, is that it definitely cooks almost 1/3 as faster than a normal full rounded chicken. Why?
It's going to, because you haven't got that whole big cavity as well. So you've really got everything uniform. So look at the thickness from this side to that side, it's all the same. So what I'm going to do is take your lovely marinade that you've got in here and pop that on either side there. And I mean, to me, there's only really one way. You just got to massage it all in there, so get all this flavour into there.
And you know, Domi, one thing that we always do bring up when it comes to a Clover Classic is that it's essentially a source of 10 vitamins. Now, that is nutrients on another level. And today, we've used the 1 kg size, but it also comes in a 500-gram size. I love the little bite-sized snack portion in the 175 grams, but also you can get it in a 6-pack, which is the 100 grams. So there's options for the entire family to be able to enjoy. And today we're using it on our chicken, but on your side you're almost done, in fact done with our butternut side.
I'm done with our butternut, and I love the fact that this is a dish that could also be prepared on the open fire. You know, you could do this on a braai. What Chef is doing right now works perfectly, Chef. So can you want to just tell us through how you do it on a...
So generally, we're going to roast this in the oven, which we've done, and get this lovely golden colour, and it's wonderful. You know, you're looking at sort of 200 degrees, you know, again, you know your oven well enough. If it's fine, very hot, just bring it down very slightly.
Yeah.
And in there for anything from about sort of, you're starting to look from 45 minutes, depending on the size of the chicken, up to an hour on there. But again, if you want to put it onto onto your braai, absolutely. Make sure your hand can hold on there for a good 8 to 10 seconds. You don't want something really hot and fierce. If you do have your fire that's too hot, pop it down a slightly higher, get all the colour, and then lift it higher up. So the higher it is, it can cook all the way through to the centre.
Without burning.
Without burning at the end of the day, because remember, all this is going to burn if we're not careful.
Perfect. So we've got the options in the oven or over the braai. We've got it all for you. But also remember, you can simply head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get this recipe.
So we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Tjaart, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, Chef Tjaart, how much do you love our social media questions? It's our opportunity to engage with our viewers at home.
Oh, absolutely. Ask questions. And, you know, I'm here to help, along with Tumi as well. So, you know, the more questions, the more we've got to answer, the more you're going to know.
The better.
Oh,
and speaking of social media, today we're asking you, how are you in the kitchen? Do you follow a recipe word for word, or do you wing it? Use the hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Now, coming up, as we are speaking about winging it, I'm going to bring you a recipe of my very own that I'm not going to be winging it. I'll be using the thigh.
Express yourself.
want to create.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and I hope that you are strapped into your lounge seats because we're about to bring you one of my favorite recipes, and it is all centered around chicken. Now we're continuing with our chicken themed masterclass, and this time we're making a favorite of yours truly. This is an orange barbecue chicken recipe that comes jam-packed with flavor, and it's going to be served alongside a generous serving of red fried rice. Dumi, you're going to be putting together a delicious red fried rice.
Yes, Bala, so that's what I'll be doing today. I'll be making this rice using some chicken stock. I've got some onions, some tomato paste, and paprika. We're actually still keeping with that paprika theme. So I'm just going to put all of that into the pot, saute it down or boil it down, and then once it's done, we just fry it and get a beautiful, thick, delicious rice.
Perfect. And Chef is also going to be just helping you with that tomato, carrots. That's also going to
Yeah,
go
I'm
inside.
sous chef, so you got to tell me what to do. I can just, be like a typical sous chef and do nothing,
Chef, all I need you to do is just cube up our tomatoes for us, and then peel and grate the carrot, and all of that's going to go into this beautiful rice dish.
Okay, perfect. And the meat station, the most important station, I'd like to say. So I've already got my meat. I went with the thighs. Now, from Tuesday to Thursday, we're showing the different parts and the different ways that you're able to enjoy a chicken. So mine is all about the thigh piece. Now, I do love a thigh piece because it's the darker type of chicken, and I don't like the breast. I always find it so difficult to get it succulent and to get it juicy. So I went with the thigh for this, and I've kept it browning just for 5 minutes on one side, flipped it over, another 4 minutes on that side, and it's pretty much ready now to scoop out and put on a side little plate. And this is essentially going to help me with the sauce. Now, Chef, when it comes to an orange barbecue sticky chicken, are you familiar with it?
Well, absolutely. When you start talking, sort of the oriental sort of flavors, absolutely. You've got that wonderful saltiness, you've got that wonderful sweetness that kicks in, the acidity, and that wonderful balance. I mean, it's something about Asian cuisine which is just so amazing. It's that depth of flavor. And actually, a lot of flavors you actually don't taste, for instance. They're sort of hidden, but what they do to other flavors, it is just incredible. Absolutely.
And on that note, so a lot of people might ask, what goes into an orange sticky barbecue chicken? Well, listen up closely because I'm about to tell you. I've got obviously the orange juice, very important, very key. Not only good for you first thing in the morning, but you can also add it to a chicken dish. Mind you, I've kept my pan hot. I've kept the oil from the chicken that I've browned in there just for additional flavor. I also have some chicken stock. I've got some vinegar. I have got some soy sauce. And the soy sauce also just helps with that Asian flavor that Chef was talking about. I've got some orange zest that's also going to accompany the orange juice. I've got some honey, brown sugar, chilies, because you know I love my chilies. I've got butter, I've got garlic. And then here, Dumi, I'm going to give you the sesame seeds because the sesame seeds are just to garnish the top. I'm going to go in with the orange juice. You can already hear my pan is hot. I'm going to go in with the orange, with the chicken stock. I normally don't use chicken stock, but today I'm going to add in some more just to enhance those chicken flavors because we're using the entire chicken. I'm going to go in with some vinegar. The vinegar is also going to help to balance that acidity. Soy sauce. Zest, as promised, orange zest. Honey.
We can definitely see that it's not the first time you're doing this. Like, you're just going like one after the other.
I am. I'm throwing this all in because, Dumi, essentially what I want to create a sauce that's going to be able to cook down, reduce, for me to essentially add back that chicken into the recipe. So that's why it's essential for me to get all the ingredients all up front. Now, I am no chef. You already know that, Dumi. So why is it so important for us to add these flavors together? And I can't even imagine the first person who thought about this. Like, who thinks about to add soy sauce, orange, and all the above.
It's all exactly what Chef keeps saying, that the flavors that work well together, you know, making sure that you pair certain items together makes it pop, you know. One time you can have a citrus dish without the soy sauce. If you add the soy sauce, you realize that it takes it to a whole other dimension.
Yeah.
So that's the whole idea. So what I'm also doing here with the rice, as you can see, so normally rice would be just boiled directly as it is. So what I've done is to add this level of flavor that we keep talking about, is I'm actually frying it up with our onions and tomato paste, because what this does, it also helps release the nuttiness of the rice before you add the stock and whatever else. So now I've been sauteing it for about a minute or so, and I'm just going to go in with our stock. All we will do now is let this cook down, and like we always say when you're making rice, try not to stir it. So I'm going to give it an initial stir now just to make sure that it's fully incorporated with the stock, and then I'm just going to let it cook down, and then once Chef is ready, he'll pass down the carrots and the tomatoes that go into this.
Oh, we're nearly there, we're nearly there.
Yeah,
You're so cheeky,
Chef.
just calm
You
down.
see, it's not easy
Calm down,
finishing,
you know.
Chef. But Chef, I also wanted to find out from you, you know, not being well versed with the different parts of chicken, and I'm only really trying to understand it. Being someone who just follows the recipe book word for word, I'm that type of person. Why is it important to use the thigh in a recipe like this?
Well, you know, thigh's got flavour. It's a working joint. So, you know, it's something that's moving all the time. It's packed full of flavour. So when you sort of, you know, cooking something, or you're frying something like you are with this here, you want that robustness because it's going to give you flavour. You can, you know, by all means, you know, use chicken breast, but you got to be very delicate and gentle with it. You know, you got to treat it with a bit of love and care, because it can dry out so quickly and you get very stringy and fibrous kind of meat. So, you know, look at the ways you're cooking it. You know, like take deep frying, for instance, a real hard, robust kind of way of cooking. So breast is not an ideal way, but certainly thighs, drumsticks you can. So with what you're actually doing, you can actually have the best of both worlds with a bit of breast and a bit of thigh if you so wish as well. Think of the application, the heat application, you know, when you're actually cooking, and what results you want to get at the end of the day.
That sounds amazing. And essentially, Tumi, this is going to cook all the way down along with the rice. And as you've already seen, little by little, I'm going to leave it covered. I like to leave it covered just so that those flavors don't completely absorb, like evaporate. But I don't know if that's the right thing, because you also do want it to kind of reduce. So I do a bit of both. In the beginning, I leave it under to make sure that the chicken is cooked, and then eventually I lift it up.
Okay, great one. Chicken, put some pressure on top, cooks through the centre, take it off, reduce it, get that steam, get that water out of there, so you've got the intense flavour.
Hey, Chef Bali. Now, it feels so good to share this one. It's so my favourite. So please just head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get the full recipe and ingredients list. Now, Tumi, I've showed you the way I get down in my kitchen.
Yes, girl.
Where are you about to take us with your recipe?
Alyssa, there's no part of the chicken that I enjoy as much as the wings, just getting in there and getting busy. So we're going to be making my citrus wing recipe after this.
Express yourself.
SA's favorite retail chain has teamed up with our favorite influencers to bring you the Clicks Beauty Squad, a panel of experts that will be bringing you the best beauty advice and trends.
And what better way to get to know this squad and their skills than by pitting two of its members against one another in a full face makeup challenge.
But what they don't know is they'll be using our faces as their blank canvases. Makeup is about celebrating our beauty on the inside, and there's no better time to celebrate than during Women's Month.
Finding out it is a makeup challenge is a bit scary because I don't know what he is up to and how he is going to deliver.
To do the presenter's makeup was a complete shock. I mean, firstly, you look at them every day on TV and they look flawless, and now it's your challenge.
You know, Charlie, everyone has their own idea of what beauty is. What would you say your beauty philosophy is?
Inner beauty, accepting your uniquenesses. I think a lot of us try to hide many of the time, try to cover up, but I think we need to start enhancing. That makes us unique, that makes us us.
So my beauty philosophy is sticking true to yourself, as well as following whatever beauty trends that work for you.
My favorite makeup product that Sive used on my face has to be something that he did before the makeup came on. He used the incredible eye brightening under eye masks by Sorbet. Wow, game changer. If you were to be challenged with leaving the house with one beauty product and one beauty product alone, what would that be?
My one beauty product that I could never leave the house without is definitely a setting spray. A good setting spray will set you up for the whole day. Like, you know, we go out and we spend long hours outside and your makeup tends to look like it's worn off, and a good makeup setting spray could just give you that beautiful rejuvenation that you need.
SPF essential. I mean, it's your last step in skincare, first step in makeup, but my must-have makeup product, gloss. You can do so much with a gloss. Lip gloss, eye gloss, cheek gloss. Have you ever tried a gloss as a highlight?
My challenge highlight for this makeup challenge was firstly using Sorbet makeup, because I've never used their whole entire range for a full face. Everything was so easy to use. It was beginner friendly. I love how the foundations were blending. Everything was just very nice and easy to use.
To find out it's a challenge and being competing with one of my beauty squad members, and especially Survey, I was not very happy, but I know how good he is and I know my skills, and we are such a good match that I don't think it's a competition, but only a showcase of our talent.
This competition is going to be quite interesting because I've never seen Charlie work, I've never seen his end product, so I don't know what Sive is going to be working with. But listen, I'm trusting them both, especially Sive.
My favorite product used has got to be the eyeshadow palette, because Charlie was able to use it not only for my eyes but also for contouring. You're part of the Clicks Beauty Squad. How does that feel?
Being part of the beauty squad, I mean, when I got that email request, it was insane. To be a child and going into Clicks with your mom and your sister and now being part of the beauty squad, I mean, I still get goosebumps and a little choked up to think about it, and being such an incredible journey.
Being one of the people that are chosen to be one of the beauty ambassadors is honestly a big thing, because they're so diverse, and it also brings like a very different narrative to who we are as South Africa in this day and age.
I like to keep it very natural when I do my own makeup. But do you want to just tell us what look we're going for today?
We are looking for glamorous, evening, smoky, but quick and easy. Okay. Something that you can do yourself, even after work. And after stage, just slap on a little bit of a smoky eyeliner and it looks gorgeous, lashes. So I think you're going to be sizzling for a date for this evening.
Today we're going to be stripping it down. We're going to give you something very simple, minimal, but very glowy and dewy for your everyday use. So you can do this at work, and you can do this in 10 minutes before you leave the house.
So my little tip, for especially if you're on a budget, is to maximize the product that you've got. So the palette I use with the Velvet Rose by Revolution, I use it for blush, contour, highlights, eyes, brows even, and that is incredible, because who says it's only for eyeshadow because it says it's eyeshadow?
I love a multi-use product. I love having a blush that I could use as an eyeshadow base. I love having a gloss that I could use as a highlighter. So yeah, I absolutely love having a multi-use product.
I love the fact that Clicks have brought on some heavy hitters in the makeup game, such as Sive. And one thing I learned from him is hydration, moisturizing, and taking care of the skin before you apply anything on the face.
Whose look is the best, and which Clicks Beauty Squad member will you be rolling out the red carpet for? Go onto our Facebook and Twitter pages and vote for your favorite look.
You also can stand a chance to win one of 5 Clicks Beauty hampers worth 1,000 Rand each. To enter, all you have to do is tell us which Clicks Beauty product is your favorite and why. Remember to include the hashtag Clicks Beauty Squad in your answer. T's and C's can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za. The competition closes on the 6th of August 2021 at midnight. Give your makeup bag a fresh start with Clicks, the brand you love at the best prices online and at your favorite beauty store. Feel good, pay less with Clicks Beauty. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Dumi, I believe the next recipe is yours.
Yes, Mommy, we are doing my favorite. I love myself some chicken wings, and I thought what better way to tie into this chicken theme than to bring my wings in.
Wow. Well, indeed, it has been a heck of a ride this week on Afternoon Express as we've been celebrating the humble yet affordable ingredient that is chicken. Now, we are on our next recipe, which is a favorite of Chef Dumi. So what do we need?
Bale, I've already started zesting up some orange for us over here. So just to start it off, I've got some orange zest that I've got in here. I've got some thyme, lemon juice, and I've got the wings that I'll also show you how to cut. And then what we're going to do is once we've marinated our chicken, go into a breading station where instead of using breadcrumbs and stuff, I've got some corn flour, eggs, and flour. Deep fry those beautiful babies. And then we're going to toss them in the sauce that Chef is going to make, which is also a very delicious citrus-flavored sauce.
I'm going to start taking a little bit of chili flakes and some thyme. I'm going to just dry roast them very slightly, just to start to release those wonderful flavors and start building up. So any dried spice, especially got to lurk in the cupboard for a while. Just toast it for a couple of minutes. Keep moving the pan. You don't want little bits to burn.
Yeah.
Keep moving it, and you'll be A for away. And you release all those wonderful flavors from the spices. I'm going to add some honey, salt, pepper, sugar, water, and eventually make something like this to coat those gorgeous wings. Oh.
That almost looks like a bit of a chutney, actually.
In essence, that's you make it. I mean, it's typical sort of chutney ingredients minus a few onions and other things like that. But that's what you're making, a lovely, beautiful seasoning.
Beautiful. And on my side, I'm going to be making something that Dumi likes to call a swirly. A slurry.
A slurry or slurry.
In essence, is what caused that chutney-looking texture that we're talking about, Balisa, because whenever you're using corn flour to thicken something, it is ideal to mix it ahead of time with a cold liquid before you go in and put it into the pot. Because I know some people, if perhaps you're making a gravy or a sauce and you want to thicken something up, you just go in and you add your corn flour as is, and then all you end up with is a whole lot of lumps in your sauce. So the idea is to make that slurry, which in essence what you're doing now is you're just mixing up the corn flour and some orange juice. That liquid would then be put into the sauce that Chef is making right now, and that then would then become the slurry or the sauce that we're trying to make.
Bali's the type of person in the kitchen who just wings it. You saw in the previous recipe, I was throwing it all in there and hoping for the best. But essentially, we have to have the fundamentals correct. This is Chef Dumi's recipe, and Homegirl has got it word for word. But we love it, Dumi.
Thank you, Bali. And what I've done now is I've started breading our chicken. So all you've done here is I've mixed our ingredients beforehand, which in essence was the orange juice, orange zest, some thyme, some lemon juice, and some seasoning, salt and pepper in there. And what I do, ideally, you want to marinate this for at least an hour because you want those flavors to absorb into the chicken. And then we start the breading process. And the reason I've added the corn flour is because I want that beautiful crisp texture on the outside and still have our chicken nicely cooked on the inside. And I've got some here that I've made, Bali. As you can see, they come out looking beautiful and crisp. But before I serve them, I'm going to toss them in that sauce that Chef has on the side that we made a little earlier. Can I ask you, Chef, to put some of that beautiful sauce you've got? In fact, it's thickened up perfectly right now.
So, well, the trick with that there is make sure that liquid initially is boiling, then add the citrus and corn flour mixture in there.
And there we go, Balisa, our beautiful tossed wings that have a beautiful
Oh,
sweet
yes. I mean, look at that.
citrus sauce go beautifully with our dish over here. And what better way to cool them down than with our Clover Bliss that you can serve on top of the wings, you can serve on the side. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to put it a little dollop on top of our wings here because it's going to have that cooling effect to this already citrusy, sweet, beautiful dish.
Delicious. Now, did you ever think that you could enjoy your chicken in so many delicious ways? Well, we're happy to share our method with you. So just head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get the recipe and ingredients list. Now, we're bringing the beloved flavor combination of sweet and sour together as we make sweet sour mayo chicken when we come back. And we're going to be ending it all off on a sweeter note with a warm chocolate drink enjoyed with pecan biscuits.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to your Thursday edition of Afternoon Express. Now, thanks to the range of quality products by Excella, we can all enjoy delicious meals at home, whatever the occasion may be. From chicken kebabs to bran muffins and biryani, we've got something for everyone. And in keeping with this week's chicken theme, Domi got the chance to cook up a storm with recipe developer Teresa Ulyate in her kitchen, where they made another delicious chicken dish. Let's take a look.
We're jumping hurdles and winning at every turn with our flavorful chicken-inspired dishes. And today, I'm in Chef Teresa's kitchen getting ready to cook up a storm as we make our own take on sweet and sour chicken. Now, you've told me very vividly that you're not a chef, but you're a recipe developer. I'd like to think that chicken features perhaps on your menu.
Absolutely, it's so versatile, it's budget friendly, and we use it all the time.
Okay, perfect. Then what exactly do we need for this recipe?
So we've got some chicken fillets here. I've got some eggs, flour, corn flour, some vinegar, some soya sauce, some tomato sauce, some garlic, and some brown sugar, as well as some pineapple juice.
Okay, I see you've got me on veg duty today, and then I'm going to be making the veggies for this recipe. We've got some pineapple, some red pepper, onions, spring onion, and some sugar snap peas, right? Perfect. Then what's the first step?
So the first step is that we're going to cut our chicken breast fillets into cubes. And then the great thing is that you can use any part of the chicken for this dish. Now that the chicken's all cut, we're going to coat it in some corn flour, some beaten egg, and some regular flour. Corn flour is the secret ingredient for crispy chicken. It's golden, it's got that beautiful texture, so you should definitely use it in your stir fries. So our chicken is beautifully coated, but that was a very messy job. So before I fry this, I'd better go and wash my hands.
Okay, then have fun. It's very important to make sure you wash your hands because when working with chicken, it is important to maintain very high hygienic standards because you don't want to get sick.
Right, that's all coated. Time to fry it up.
I love the fact that you've chosen to use extra sunflower oil because it actually has a high smoking point, making it the perfect carrier for this recipe. And another thing about it is that it's light and clear and odorless, meaning it doesn't impart any additional flavor to your dish.
So our oil is nicely heated. Remember, you don't want it too cold or too hot, otherwise your chicken might burn. And it is going to be very hot, so do take care not to burn yourself. Our chicken is frying, it's looking and smelling fantastic. And just a tip with this one is it's probably easier to fry your chicken in batches. Also, just remember that every time you add chicken to the pot, the oil temperature is going to drop a little bit. So give it time to reheat in between each batch.
Well, these veggies are coming along swiftly, but the sizzling sounds coming from that stove are amazing. I've already started chopping up our spring onion. I'm just thinly slicing it, but in essence, it's just gonna go on the top of the dish.
Our chicken is all done.
It definitely looks done. It looks nice and golden brown.
Time to get going on our easy sweet and sour sauce. We're going to combine all of these ingredients together, and then we're going to finish it off with our star ingredient, which is the Excella mayonnaise. To make our sauce, we're going to add some vinegar, some soy sauce, and you'll notice that we didn't season our crumbs earlier because the soy sauce is going to give us that salty element. We're also going to add some tomato sauce, which will add some sweetness, some garlic, gotta have the garlic, some brown sugar, which also adds sweetness, and some pineapple juice. I'm going to add some Excella mayonnaise now, and this actually adds a lovely tanginess and enhances the flavor.
I know, the Excella is perfect because it adds that creaminess and it's such a versatile ingredient that you can use it in both hot and cold applications.
I'm going to mix everything together until well combined, and you can do this in a bowl or you can put it straight into a pan on the stove and mix it there. This is well combined and looking perfect.
Okay, then that's a perfect time for us to stir fry our veggies, right? And finish this dish off. Awesome.
Do it. I'm going to add the Excella sunflower oil, and you do want to get this quite hot so that you can stir fry your vegetables. Let's start by getting our onion into the pan. Then our sugar snap peas will go in, our red peppers, and lastly our pineapple chunks. There's so much color in this dish, I love it.
You chose these ingredients perfectly because not only will they taste good together, they're actually going to look so amazing. It's like a whole rainbow on your plate.
Time for our sauce to go into the veggies. And last of all, our chicken goes in.
The beauty of the Excella range is that it's so versatile. I mean, we use the mayo in the hot application and we're now using the oil. We started off by deep frying and now we're shallow frying, meaning you could use this oil in both baking, grilling, I mean, in so many different applications. Well, looks like you're almost done over there. The rice is also ready, so maybe we can start plating this up and eating, right? Teresa, this plate looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to give it a try. I mean, those beautiful colors from the red peppers and the green sugar snap peas. Let me just give it a go. The sweet and sour flavors over there. I actually got a bit of the onion. It's so beautifully crunchy. Like you managed to keep the integrity of the veggies with the crunchiness, but then the flavors of, you know, the sweet and sour, that vinegar, I can definitely taste. The mayo actually played a huge role here because I can definitely taste the tanginess of it. This tastes and looks absolutely amazing. Teresa, thank you so much for sharing this beautiful, gorgeous recipe with us.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. It was an absolute pleasure.
back to Afternoon Express. Now, there is just something about warm chocolate and nut combination to put a smile on anyone's face. Now, here is something that we think that you should try whether you're sad or happy. We're serving up a warm chocolate drink with pecan biscuits. And of course, we promise that it'll definitely brighten your day.
Yes, Palisa. I mean, what we're doing, we're talking chicken, yes, I fully understand that. But there's always got to be dessert. So what better way to, instead of having to make something that requires too much time in the kitchen, it's simple, it's easy, it's delicious.
And Tumi, I've already gone in. Chef has already passed me a pot. And I filled it with some beautiful Clover Bliss medium cream chocolate dairy dessert. Now, what I love about this is that it's the first of its kind. It's very first instant, ready to enjoy, drink, eat. I like to say, pour it, sauce it, or top it, all the above. It's up to you. But what I love about this is that it's super convenient. No whipping and whisking is needed. It's almost ready to go and enjoy, whether it's an accompaniment in a dessert or, of course, on its own.
Palisa, I actually prefer it on its own, but today we're using it in our drink, but we're not serving the drink on its own. Chef, you're going to show us how to make these beautifully delicious pecan biscuits.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, who doesn't love a good old cookie now?
I mean, the Cookie Monster. Enjoy.
Hey, who are you calling a Cookie Monster? Yeah, you know.
But this seems super simple, Chef. What a lovely dessert to try.
Oh, well, I think this, for, early in the morning, you're waking up, your other half brings you, some hot chocolate. Come on, girl. It's not a real thing of the real things in life. So I'm going to cream together some icing sugar and some butter. Now, when you're creaming this together, you don't actually have to worry about the icing sugar being sifted because you've got a spatula in here and you're going to work it and smear it all together. So get that in there and then work this around. Now, funny enough, I start all my in essence, a biscuit dough is a pastry base. I always start all mine like this, which is actually backwards to most, believe it or not, or what the schools don't teach it in this kind of fashion. But I think this is a great way because you can see all those little globules in there. Just using your spatula and squish them down saves you having to sift it, but then you get this wonderful, smooth, and very well incorporated, creamy butter and sugar mixture.
At the end of the day, you just want that. That's what it's all about.
That's what you want to do. Then into there, we're going to put in our nuts. Not all our nuts. Keep some nuts there to sprinkle on the top. And then with our flour, we're going to go in half now, and then half a little bit later on. And then just sort of start bringing that together, and it's going to create this beautiful sort of dough ball, I guess.
Beautiful. Give me on your side. You've already started.
Yes, in essence, what I'm doing is I'm making the exact same drink, and what goes into it is we've got some milk that's been warmed up here, and I'm infusing this with cinnamon sticks. So the whole idea is we want the cinnamon flavor, because I know that cinnamon and chocolate also work perfectly together, Palisa. So now that it's fully infused, I then go in with our Clover Bliss medium cream dessert, which is what you already have over there, Palisa, because we're making a play on a hot chocolate drink of sorts, Palisa, and it pairs perfectly with our pecan biscuits. And we've also got some chocolate, some cream, and some marshmallows that we're going to top our beautiful drinks with, Pale.
Okay, so Tumi, now that Chef has passed me the drink that was on the stove, it's nice and hot, can I just pour it into my glass container?
Yes, Pale, you can definitely do that. And look at that.
I've got an idea.
Luxurious.
Decorate mine. So how I'm going to decorate mine, I'm going to put a little bit of chocolate on the side like that. Boom.
It's good to know who the creative is in this relationship, huh?
And then, Chef, boom, in goes the drink that you've deliciously made for us. Now, Chef, what initially went into the drink and how are we able to play with it? I can see you've also got some aromatics in here.
Yes, Pali, so we've got some cinnamon sticks that we went in there. Obviously, if you want more flavor, you're more than welcome to add other things like cloves and stuff like that. So we've got cinnamon sticks that went in there. We infused that in our milk, and then we whipped in our beautiful medium cream Clover Bliss dessert in there.
So just keep working those as you go. And then what you want to do is take a little piece, and you can roll it into a ball. So roll, roll, roll. Just give a bit of a mush there.
I think I was a little too glutinous with mine.
Oh, no, that looks cascading down the side there, you know. Oh.
It's overflowing with goodness.
Oh, and so it should. Anyway, I'm just making little balls, and I'm going to pop them onto my baking tray, and then taking a spoon, I'm just going to push them down ever so gently. Don't worry about it, let's keep it organic. Sprinkle with a few nuts on top like that. Again, just push the nuts in ever so slightly. I'm not going to do any more, but, bake those 180 degrees, be about 10, 12 minutes, and then they come out, and you have these wonderful sort of snapping pecan biscuits to go with your gorgeous
Love that. Also, love the fact that he's out of breath because it shows that we are working to get this recipe. Just head over to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Made with love by Clover.
As we are putting our finishing touches, call me Dessert Bay. Now, Dumi, what I love about Afternoon Express is that we bring initiatives and campaigns that are so critical and important to the fibre of who we are as a nation. So coming up, we get to enjoy one of those other tales that have been translated word for word, but today it's in Venda.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to our week's roundup of Afternoon Express. Now, Chef Tjaart, from Tuesday to today, we've been focusing on chicken. We've shown South Africans different ways to portion it, part it, and how to enjoy it. But can you remind us, what did we whip up today?
Oh, well, we squashed the chicken today. We got a nice good old flatty here. Then we got your recipe using the thighs. And then that recipe, oh, to me, I must say, those wings look absolutely delectable. And then finished off with, hot chocolate biscuits. What an absolute winter winner.
Absolutely. Well, let's get eating. Here we go. It was Nelson Mandela who said that if you speak English, many people understand you. But if you talk in their language, you know you go straight to their hearts. Powerful words from one of the most inspiring African leaders. Well, Cadbury Dairy Milk is certainly speaking to our hearts this afternoon with their current hashtag in Our Own Words campaign that is calling on you to play your part by translating a word into your home language, all in order to produce a library of enchanting children's storybooks in African languages. languages. So join us as we share with you our vendor story for the week that was created from translated words. Round up the kids and get comfy. We're about to transport you into a magical storybook world.
Afternoon, Tendo.
Thank you, Palisa, for having me on Afternoon Express.
Do you mind telling us the name of the story you're about to read? And just go on and read it for us, girl.
I'm reading a vendor book named Mpoya Duba la Mabebo ya Quinesa. Mpoya Duba la Mabebo ya Quinesa nga Zahira Gina Avast. Zakaria ovwa zone ziduba lichi khou tolela nga zwikhala kha Garadeni. Oba hu duba lawe la mabebo. Mme vho mu fulufhedzisa mpho ya ḓuvha ḽa mabebo yo khetheaho. Nga murahu ha vhuragane, mme vho thusa Zakaria uri a dzhene tshiduloni tsha murahu tsha Toyota. Goloi ya ima. Zakaria u khou kona u pfa mmbwa dzi tshi khou huvha na zwimange zwi tshi khou lila. Mmawe, ri ngafhi? O a vhudzisa. Ro ḓa fhethu ho khetheaho hune ha londotwa zwifuwo. Hu vhidzwa upfi SPCA. Vha dzhena nga ngomu nga minango ya ngilasi, vha lumediswa nga mufumakadzi o ambaraho hembe ya lutombo. Ndi dokotela Muliti, o ṱanganedzwa ha SPCA. Ndi dokotela wa zwifuwo, ndi londola zwifuwo zwi lalaho. Mme vha ri, ro ḓa fhano u ḓo dzhia vhumange vhuvhili vhune ra ḓo vhu unda. Vhumange vhuvhili, hu amba Zakaria. Dokotela Muliti a vha ranga phanḓa u ya nḓuni dza zwimange. Zakaria o vhona zwimange zwinzhi na vhumange. Dokotela Muliti o vhea kumange kuthihi kwa muvhala wa dzhinja na kumange kuthihi kwa muvhala mutswu na mutshena ngomu ha tshithu tsha u fara zwimange. Mme vha saina mabambiri a u dzhia u itela u unda, vha badela mbadelo dza hone. Nga vhuya musi ṅwedzi u tshi u tamela mashudu a u ṱwa ha ḓuvha, Zakaria o kuvhatedzana na vhumange hawe mmbeteni. Snap tsha muvhala wa dzhinja na Oreo ndi mpho dza khwinesa dza ḓuvha ḽa mabebo dze a vhuya a vha nadzo. Zakaria u ya sea.
Can you just explain very briefly what the story was about?
On the morning of Zakaria's birthday, her mom wanted to buy her the best birthday gift ever. So he took him to the SPCA to try to get him some monkeys. He got 2 monkeys for him, which Zakaria considered to be the best birthday gift. He loved them.
Again, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this captivating story with us. Play your part now and translate a word to help ensure that all children can enjoy enchanting African language tales in their own home language. Visit www.cadbury.co.za and at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA on Facebook or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram and start sharing your words today. Itumi has beat me to it. You're already doing a victory dance.
Palisa, this food is amazing. And the one thing I love is that we overlook chicken so much when we think, oh, it's just a cheap kind of meat. It's delicious. If prepared right. I mean, the spatchcock chicken. Yeah. Chef.
Delicious, huh?
It is amazing. And you know, I like my dishes a little on the sweeter side, so I was definitely leaning towards my wings and our thighs, Palisa, but this spatchcock chicken is the one.
I just had some. Beautiful. That paprika.
Yeah.
Beautiful, elevated.
It really does, and that's, you know, when spices, you got to spice it in a marriage that works together well. I guess like any marriage, I guess, you know, it just really sings and hums, and you've got flavour. You know, chicken is such a sort of a carrier to take things like the spices and things like that, a bit more chili if you want to, but paprika, that earthy, sweet, robust flavour. Oh, absolute winner for me.
And paired perfectly with that butternut, Palisa, I want you to have a bite of that skin, and it literally just falls off. It's beautiful. It's got beautiful texture in it. I'm also enjoying your wings, your thighs.
My thighs. Let's talk about this skin, because South Africa, Dumi promised, and so did Chef Tjaart, that a lot of the nutrients that kind of gets left out if we do take away the skin should all be locked in there. So today we decided to put it all into the oven, and here goes nothing.
To be so sceptical, you know.
Okay.
It's a yes from you.
Easy to work through. I thought I'd be struggling.
No, it's so beautiful and soft. I mean, look at that colour. And just sort of cuts through. Might just cut straight through it. Oh, I think it's gorgeous. I love that piece of
Definitely,
that.
I like that. I do like it. I think from now on, this is a new way to enjoy butternut. I'm going to keep my skins on.
Keep your skins on.
And speaking of that, Chef, please may you pass me and dish up some rice. I definitely want Tumi and your rice with some of those thighs. And that leads me quite nicely to my next quiz question. It's not an Afternoon Express show if I do not kind of put them through their paces. They think they're chefs, but do they know all things about chickens? So
here we
it's
go.
a true or false one again. It's super simple, I believe. Chickens who listen to rap music make better eggs. True or false?
I mean, I listen to rap music and I think I make a better chef, so I'd like to think yes.
Yes, you're going true. I'm going to go false on that one. I think, yeah, that's stories. Hey?
Absolutely, Chef Tjaart. I mean, even I knew this one, and I found this one out actually in high school. You know, in those science experiments where you have like a bean plant and you have it listen to jazz music, classical music, rap music, pop music, and you see what grows better. So I just kind of applied the same thing. Same with pregnant ladies. They let their babies listen to classical music. So I'm just thinking classical music, right?
I'm just thinking maybe that's why I turned out the way I did, because my mom might have listened to rap.
Absolutely, and on that note, it's absolutely false. They do like music, but it's not rap music that works. Chickens who listen to classical music produce larger and heavier eggs. Okay, speaking about things that we need to know, you know that I do not like sweet things, but this beautiful dessert drink is amazing. And also, Chef, I love the fact that you said that this could also be a breakfast drink, so cheers to that.
Absolutely. If not, you know, early in the morning, late at night, and a cookie or two. Don't forget the cookie, you know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, chefs, so much, Chef Tumi and Chef Tjaart, for joining us. And thank you, South Africa, for tuning in. This week's chicken dishes have simply been poultry in motion. And if you'd like to recap any of the recipes, just tune into our repeats this Saturday morning at 8:30 right here on S3. Catch another exciting week of culinary exploration the next Tuesday and Thursday from 5:30 p.m. But until then, Mzansi, good night, stay safe and happy eating. Here's to baking the winter blues away and trying new adventurous recipes to put the spring back in your step. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.